This is Jilliana Ranicar-Breese, part 11, with Adrian J. Andrews. Okay, Adrian, continue.
Right, well, in part 10 we were talking about the Ouija board, and you say that you couldn't bring to mind what a Ouija board looked like. And I found a couple of examples for you.
Well, let's have a look.
This is actually what I keep my spare change in, but this, although it's a skull, you can buy Ouija boards in various guises, and this is taken from one of those novelty guises.
Okay, can you explain the symbolism?
Yes, well, there is no. It's simply because it's to do with the supernatural stroke paranormal that this particular designer has chosen the image of a skull.
Why?
Because of the scare factor.
Oh, okay.
This is one of those that I was talking about that was designed as a parlour game. Now you see at the top you have the alphabet from A to Z.
Yes.
Underneath you have the numbers.
Yes.
And then there's yes and no. And some Ouija boards also have hello and goodbye.
And what do you need yes or no for?
For very, very basic questions like, are you a male?
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
female? This is a little pendant that I've got attached to it. And this is another design. This is a more classic design.
This is
Ouija
like
board.
the emblem that you're wearing.
Yes, indeed. I wear an emblem around my neck that it represents a Ouija board. This is more of a Victorian classic design Ouija board.
Right.
The ones I use personally, I've made myself on a tabletop and are circular with both yes, no, hello, goodbye. The alphabet.
Hold on. Yes and no is not the same as hello and goodbye.
No.
Why have you got those?
Sometimes a seance will open with a polite spirit saying hello to everybody around the table.
Not good evening.
Not good evening, no. Time means something completely different to them on the other side. I mean, I was talking to you about an entity that you have in the park at the back of your property, a girl. The first, when I came round to speak with you about doing on-camera interviews, we had a walk around the park and I picked up on a female presence out there. Last week, when you remember I was dressed all in black and we did the interviews then, I went out into the back garden. I don't smoke, I vape, and there's a long story behind that, also connected with my job. But I went out there and this same girl came through to me and asked me for help. I remember you asking
But today
me,
she wasn't there.
No, I've been out there today and she wasn't there. But I remember you asking me, what, outside my back door? Yes, it's the fact that she recognised me. And to her, although there was a week between the times that we'd met, it would seem like seconds have passed. So she wouldn't forget who I am because in her sense, only seconds have passed since she last saw me. She wasn't brave enough to speak to me when we were in her environment, but she came to the back door to what to her seemed like a couple of seconds later because she has obviously worked out that I'm sensitive and can pick up on some of the things that she says and had a message to give. She only drew our attention to her before because she knew that it was likely she was able to get a message across, but she wasn't quite brave enough to do it those few seconds back. So the next time she took that chance. But I've been involved with a couple of television projects. As an actor, I've done so many things I can't tell you. I couldn't list them all. The last thing I did was Midsummer Murders, but that's just a regular acting job. Since that, I've done since becoming a paranormal investigator, we filmed half the pilot of a show called The Unrested. Our rehearsal tapes are actually out there when we did High Down Hill in West Sussex. That was only ever meant as a rehearsal for the team to get used to each other. That is still there on YouTube if you want to look it up. It's The Unrested at Highdown Hill.
And Highdown Hill is in Sussex.
It's in West Sussex.
West Sussex.
Again, it's part of a trilogy of places that actually make a triangle on the map. Clapham Woods is the most notorious place I can tell you about. I've never been there. The team behind The Unrested, who used to be called Chills, and were about to become national when, again, 2 of their cast members walked out. They were about to go on national television as Chills.
Chills?
They have actually done an episode at Clapham Woods. They were chased out. There's some very unsavoury people use Clapham Woods for the black arts.
Clapham
Woods, yeah, as in Clapham,
as in
London,
Clapham,
but it's down
yes.
here in Sussex.
Yes.
They were actually given death threats on the internet. If they returned with cameras, they would pay the ultimate cost. And I found out a bit more about these people, and you do not argue with these guys.
But Lewis has always been known for witches and so on.
There's a lot of history with Lewis. I haven't delved into it. Somebody asked me to do a ghost tour of Lewis Castle, which is the most I've actually done as far as studying of the history of Lewis is concerned.
Are there any sort of ghost walks in Lewis?
Not to my knowledge.
Well, you could step in there, couldn't you?
No. I've got my hands full with the TV show nowadays,
Right.
and once a week doing the ghost walks of Kemp Town.
Right. And what's that called? Creepy?
That's Creepy Kemp Town Ghost Walk, spelt with a K.
Yes. Creepy Crawley.
Creepy Kemp Town.
Oh, sorry.
So one of my ex-box office assistants used to call it Creepy Crawley. So
I'll have to come on that one.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be able to do it. It's a long...
It's the
walk.
longest tour in Brighton.
Yeah, I wouldn't manage that, but maybe...
It's about 2.25 hours.
Maybe you'll give me a private tour.
Yeah, it goes very, very quickly. I can do the highlights for you without
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah. It's the same price as all the other tours in Brighton, but...
You mean you're going to charge me?
No, this is for your viewers.
Oh, excuse
Same
me.
price as all the other tours in Brighton.
How much is it?
It's £8 for adults, £4 for children, £5 for concessions. You can also get a family ticket, which is £20, which entitles you to 2 adults and 2 children.
And what's the website?
And the website, you'll find us on Facebook.
Yes.
Just look up Creepy Kemp Town Ghost Walks. Creepy is spelt with a K.
Okay.
That is also used as a forum because people actually write to me and ask me various things to do with the paranormal, and I will try to answer them. If I don't know, I will say, and I will actually come up with the information by doing my research.
Yes, because you're a historian when it comes to that, aren't you?
I'm a researcher.
Researcher,
Yeah,
yes,
when it
yes.
comes to the paranormal. So since I've been doing Creepy Kemp Town Ghost Walks and accidentally became a paranormal investigator, I then decided it would be a very sensible thing to become a parapsychologist, which is a very different thing, and that is a PhD course.
Yes.
I am
Come across
dyspraxic.
those. Yeah.
I am dyspraxic, which means I'm
I know.
number blind.
Numbers, yes.
It's for your viewers. It's the same as being word blind when you're dyslexic.
Yeah.
Dyspraxia is number blindness.
I know about that because when I had a photo library, I used to get the transparencies all wrong.
Oh, really?
So I think, the numbers. So I think when I used to do the lists in the old-fashioned pre-digital way, somehow I'd leave out 100.
Yes, I can believe that.
100 entries, I mean.
It was 4 years
Yes.
before I told my boss at American Express, where you remember from the last interview that I was a switchboard operator, that I was actually dyspraxic.
Yes,
And,
most people have never heard of it.
No, he flew off the handle and said, if I'd known that to start with, you'd never have got the job. But the thing is, when I was dialing numbers, I knew I was getting them wrong and sorted it out before I put anyone through.
Okay, we'll finish there and continue on next time.
Okay.
Thank you.